You just need to have confidence in yourself.
If you don't take your hands off me in the next 2 seconds, you won't have hands.
Oh god, it's been forever since I've done reactions. Oh, I don't know. Oh, am I gonna remember how to do this? Anyway, we are gathered here today to suffer.
I'm about to watch one bitch suffer. So,
as most of y'all assumedly know, I'm currently working on the rewrite of Winx Club Season 6. At long last, I know, y'all have been waiting an eternity. I'm sorry, look at the source material I have to work with.
We are the ones who wait in eternity.
Naturally, I've been rewatching not only Season 6, but some of the other seasons in order to, better reference how the characters act, find different angles of the characters' personalities to work with to create new stories. And I thought Season 6 is so insufferable. I might as well make it into content, especially because I do love reaction channels like Ash. Oh, I love her videos and the way that she edits. I ain't showing my face, so gotta find a new creative workaround to get around that. But yes, now you basically get to watch me suffer through Season 6, give insights as to why some of this just doesn't work, some things that could have worked if done a little bit better, some things I genuinely like, that will be very rare. If you want to make a game of drinking shots to this, feel free. Just make sure you don't get alcohol poisoning, please. So we'll watch 2, maybe 3 episodes at a time. At least there will be dank memes present. I have no idea how this is gonna turn out. I am rambling. See, this is what happens when I don't have a script. I just ramble about, nothing. Anyway, the first episode of Season 6 has literally nothing to do with the plot. That's great. And not in a fun way, like the episode about, Musa and her family back in Season 2. It's trash. Inspiration of Cyrenix. Ugh. Do we have to do this? We do. And we start immediately where we left off after Season 5. The tricks still have Dark Cyrenix. Sure, why not?
We are going to take care of Bloom, but how? They keep defeating us.
I'm sorry. I know that wasn't intended to be funny, but it was. They keep defeating us.
A fucking game. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old shit. Same old fucking shit.
They do, because y'all are fucking losers.
What's in there?
Oh god, the audio editing in this season is sometimes so wonky. I will give this era, the artwork is gorgeous. It's nice having Winx in HD. If only the animation looked as good.
It's a perfect day for a party. Daphne's welcome home party.
You should have stayed dead. They don't do anything interesting with it, and it's yet another example of how Bloom gets everything she wants. I will say, Liz Gillies is an amazing actress. I adore her, especially as Daphne. And I do love Daphne's design. I'm living for the 90s muffler, as Stella calls it.
Daphne? I just keep forgetting.
Oh no, she's clumsy. Oh no, all that time as a ghost in Lake Rockaluce has made her forget how to open doors.
Flashback.
To recover your powers, look deep inside yourself.
End of flashback.
Didn't the Tricks make a joke about the lack of a door last season?
We would have knocked, but there's no door. Who lives under a lake?
Doorless.
The beast of the depths, the only thing in the magic dimension stronger than the dragon flame.
How convenient. I wonder why we never heard about this thing before. And it's just chilling on Domino? Okay. How is it stronger than the dragon what?
3 days later.
The only thing stronger than the dragon flame.
This is just so... Why? We really couldn't come up with a better conflict for the episode, could we?
By the power of Dark Cyrenix, I command you!
Wait, so Dark Cyrenix can control it, but regular Cyrenix can't?
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Only one person can control the Beast of the Depths.
The Nymph of Domino!
By the power of Dark Cyrenix, I command you!
Writers, I'm gonna need you to put in a little bit of effort here.
By the power of Dark Cyrenix.
Daphne, I'm your sister.
Thank you for reminding us that you're sisters, Bloom. I never would have remembered.
think it would be so hard. You mean to return to life?
No, to open doors.
I just didn't think it would be so hard to return to life.
Rose, if you have to ask, it does not matter anymore.
I must defend this kingdom and its people. What if something happens? What if I can't?
Well, then I guess Domino goes back into refreeze. I don't know, survivor's guilt of her fellow nymphs getting killed, the horror of missing 2 whole decades with her family. It could have been more than, oh, fall!
You just need to have confidence in yourself.
If you don't take your hands off me in the next 2 seconds, you won't have hands.
Hey, you guys! Look!
Shut up, Stella. I can't believe they made me say that. Oh, yes. In season 6 tradition, we must have the Winx off-screen narrating how awesome the events on screen are.
I guess it's time for a party. Yeah, let's jam.
We need a counter for this. I'm so frustrated. They really went out of their effort to give them all as many lines as possible, and it's just, why? It's so annoying. Wait a minute, I don't think we see any of this later on at the actual party, so...
Music, dancing, people.
I wish I related more to, anxious Daphne.
Dancing, people. Oh, Daphne.
How did they all fall? That's not how that works.
That 90s muffler has got to go.
Oh, hell no.
Stella, if you touch the muffler, I will end your life.
Look all you want, just don't touch the 90s muffler.
That muffler is everything. It helps provide a unique silhouette.
Don't fight, you can't win.
Okay, that felt kind of ominous from Flora. What the fuck? You would think Flora, of all people, would get where Daphne is coming from?
This is your left foot, and this is your right foot.
Oh my god. This season was written by Blue Clues writers, you say? I never would have guessed. And this is an insult to Blue's Clues also. What is even happening? They're all just doing their gimmicks at the same time. Musa is playing music for no fucking reason.
Just turn my voice up, you muppet!
Aisha's dancing for no fucking reason. They're really just here's all the girls' stereotypes. Except Flora. Flora is just very good at threatening people, I guess.
Don't fight, you can't win.
Flora's a mobster. Ironically, I'm rewatching season 3, and I don't think I really appreciated how good the character writing and the plot progression in that season were. I was crying multiple times, just oh, my girls. And then here I'm just, no one feels like themselves. No one feels like themselves. The world doesn't feel like itself. It feels like a completely different show in the worst way possible. It feels like a fan fiction. Even saying that feels like an insult to fan fiction. Usually Winx fans who do fan projects, fan art, fan fictions put in more goddamn effort. God, what is with these castles having the worst security? Villains can just wander in willy-nilly. The fact that Daphne the nymph is cowering before the fucking Tricks who've been defeated several dozen times at this point.
They keep defeating us.
Fills me with utter despair. And not despair that they want me to feel, I mean despair for the state of the show. Oh no, a monster. It isn't as if we've fought monsters this whole show. And the specialists trying to pretend that they're relevant. They made an effort, I don't know. Timmy's making an effort. The rest of them just kind of stood there. God, the fact that the Winx take forever to transform. They just kind of stand there. See, the old Winx would have seen the Tricks and just immediately transformed.
The Tricks!
Winx! Sirenic!
Oh yeah, with this era, they also have to say their name and power source so that the audience remembers, because we can't be trusted to remember what their powers are.
Stella! Fairy of the Shining Sun!
Go away, you villain, or you will feel the magic of the sun and moon fairy!
It's also so boring because in this era, it's just they all transform one at a time. And in the old era, they would splice all the clips together in really unique and interesting ways every episode. It was always different. Now it's so boring. Also, Sirenix is hideous. Oh, Jesus Christ. Who thought this was a visual upgrade from Harmonix? Like, who on the team thought that? Like, they all look so identical. The skirts are hideous. They all have the same ugly wings. The fact that they all have these high ponytails, or most of them have high ponytails, even if they're styled slightly differently, it's frustrating because Bloom, Stella, Musa, and Aisha specifically, it gives them such similar silhouettes that are already almost carbon copies because of the Sirenix outfits and the wings being the same. And silhouette is crucial. Crucial! Why did I say it like that? Is the beast too stupid to know how to walk around a shield?
Your Majesty, we must protect Daphne. Right.
Yes!
Let's go!
Wait, what? They didn't make a plan. They just huddled, said a thing, and then... Okay.
Back, witch!
Yo, Oratel, what the fuck? Why didn't you step into action before?
The doors! Help me! Push!
We love the Winx standing there doing nothing. This is also so frustrating because every season they're like, we need this new, ancient, more powerful transformation. And then the next season rolls around and that form is completely useless. Why? Why is it like that? I've been watching a lot of Fairy Tail. One of my favorite characters, Urza, has all these different cool armors that she uses for different scenarios. The Winx should use their powers like that. Like, just a revolving set of transformations they use for different scenarios. Like, Sirenix should not have been their first choice here. Maybe it should have been Enchantix, or even Believix, or Harmonix. Sirenix should only kick in when they're underwater. But they're like, it's our most recent form, so we must use it by default.
It is the beast of the depth. It can only be controlled.
Then let's control it.
You know what? I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. Stella wanted to tame this creature to wreak havoc upon her enemies. Oh, their personalities have been scrubbed away too. Even in a crisis, all their personalities would show. Like sometimes Musa would crack a joke.
And to think that I was worried that I didn't bring my swimsuit?
Stella, will you stop joking around?
Don't you know her by now?
Yeah. The closer we get to biting in the dust, the more jokes she makes.
Tekna would make a helpful observation while also trying to crack a joke. But they all had like different roles in combat or in planning how to handle a situation, and now they're just a very boring, dull hive mind.
The inspiration of Sirenix.
That eye roll was me.
You must try to acquire Sirenix.
Great. Just when I thought we were done.
Whichever animator put in that eye roll, I feel you. I feel you. You were probably also severely underpaid for this work. The Winx just fly to another planet through the... Okay. It's so obvious that it was just for the tricks to see them because they have multiple travel methods that make more sense than flying into the damn sky? Into space? Oh wow, another reason Cosmix is pointless. Oops. But it's like you have access to teleportation wings, Stella can teleport you, Tekna has a teleportation device, or at least she used to have one. Sirenix can basically teleport you to different bodies of water. The power system at this point is so fucked. Also, the hair color change is dreadful. Like, I don't mind it on principle, but the colors they picked are so... Honestly, the only colors I like are Musa's and Flora's. Kind of Aisha's. Bloom's barely changes. Stella's and Tekna's, though, are hideous.
I don't know what to do. I can't find the inspiration.
Me trying to rewrite this fucking season.
We are the source. Together we can inspire Daphne.
Oh my fucking god, I hate...
We are the source.
Oh, this is some bull.
It feels so cheap and hollow. Oh my god. If that were in an earlier season, that would hit different. You know, like Convergence in season 2. That was a highlight. This is bullshit.
Enchantix Convergence! Rainbow Connection!
1 hour later.
The fights this season in the new season are such trash. Oh my god. It's literally just standing around just generic energy beams for days.
Ice Storm! Blast of Darkness! Dark Lightning!
Wow, what creative spell names.
Return to darkness!
Later.
Me at these writers. Not gonna lie, I am actually feeling for Daphne in this plot. Honestly, she's kind of one of the few characters this season I care about. I feel like most of that is kind of up to Elizabeth's voice acting. She's just that wonderful an actress that I feel for the character. And also I just feel bad for Daphne being dragged back from Hades for this. And now you will believe in yourself because we told you to, because that's how anything works.
Don't do it, Daphne. Believe in yourself. Shut up! I'm opening a Christmas present! Yeah, you failed!
If this were the Winx of the first 3 seasons, that beast would have been, like, on its way out crying. Although Flora would be like, no, we can't hurt it. And Musa would be like, it's gonna kill us. Also, I will admit this, Daphne has the best Sirenics. She just does. There's something about the pale emerald colors and the way her hair is styled with the little red streaks. It's just working in a way that none of the other Sirenics outfits are, except for Musa. And it also helps that she's gonna be the only one with Sirenics in a little while, so we don't have to worry about repeating outfits. Although I'm like, wait, why does she have Sirenics? I thought transformations now could be like, you know, for specific environments. So it's like, why are you using Sirenics for everything? You were above water. Oh, and generic transformation song. Oh god. We Are Believix was golden because of Elizabeth Gillies. And also that music video was a better representation of Winx than Fate. Sorry, not sorry.
12 seconds later.
You must try to acquire Sirenics.
This, though, is so... No, I'm not sitting through this. I'm not doing that to myself. I love myself too much. Legendarium time. Time for the actual goddamn plot.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna suffer.
Bitch, suffer.
So, if you don't know, the whole gimmick of season 6 is... I say this as if y'all haven't suffered with me. The Winx are once again at Althea because the writers don't know what else to do with them. But oh no, the Tricks have conquered Cloud Tower for the umpteenth time to use it as their base, their flying base, and they're conquering all the magic schools. The kingdoms don't do shit about it because I guess the kingdoms don't give a fuck. And the Tricks are aided by Selena, Bloom's childhood friend. No, that's not important. Who has a book called The Legendarium that can bring fairy tale monsters to life, and for some reason, that's the end of the world. If any of that sounds like it could be used for very interesting ways to flesh out the magical universe, or perhaps a rivalry for Bloom to deal with conflict, you know, like to actually confront her being a flawed person, or to learn new interesting angles of her childhood before she went to Althea, don't worry, you get none of that. It's just another example of Bloom is the bestest. Like, even people who turn to the darkness, she can save them. You know, because she's perfect. Oh god.
But I just can't seem to shake those first day jitters.
I hate how much I relate to anxious Daphne, because, like, Daphne deserves better, but also girl same. Everyone, I need us to take a moment to mourn Daphne's outfit and also the season 5 outfits, because soon they will be gone and replaced with complete trash. Oh god. Yeah, the Winx are back in their dorm. Never mind the fact that they were kicked out of their dorm in season 4. I just, like, it really is just because the writers don't know how to keep the Winx together without Althea. They had the same problem at the start of season 4. Like, even though they acknowledged they were, like, teachers and they weren't dorming in their old rooms, they still use Althea as a crutch to, like, keep all of the girls together at all times. But it's like, the point of Althea is that, you know, you're there for a while, and then you graduate, and then you move on with your goddamn life. I don't know, it wouldn't be interesting seeing the Winx navigate adulthood outside of Althea or anything. I will say, I do find it cool that Aisha uses her Morphix for, like, training equipment or gym equipment. I do find that really cool. It will be used for filler, but I find it cool. And stupid humor of shrinking things, including Kiko. I get it. I get it. Season 5 onward, y'all want it to be targeted towards a Blue's Clues audience, but it's... you can't do that while also pretending that you're still working in the same universe and, like, throwing in nostalgia bait for older fans. Because then it's like, who is this season for? Like, realistically, who is season 6 for? Who is season 5 for? And I think that's the reason why a lot of younger people also didn't really care about Winx, like, in this new era. Because it's like, there's already an ongoing story that they don't know about and it's not good. Like, the reason we all enjoyed the first few seasons of Winx when we were, you know, around that age is because of the writing and the characters and the plot, the story, the interesting worlds. There had been nothing quite like Winx Club with a bunch of girls kicking ass, saving like the universe in this world of fantasy sci-fi hybrids with cute outfits and awesome transformations and songs with an overarching story. It was just so great, and now it's just a shadow of its former self, and it's just so sad.
Ladies? Anyone up there?
Griselda! She can't find out about my boutique!
The fact that in season 6 we are still scared of Griselda makes me openly weep.
Submit!
Also, oh god, their outfits are uniform. Personally, I don't mind the uniforms. I hate that they wear them all the time. Honestly, my little theory as to why they have uniforms this season is because it was their way of like subtly reinforcing that the Winx are 16 again. Because they do kind of appear younger now, don't they? Like a lot younger than their season 5 outfits made them look. I feel like this was the point at which there was no turning back with like the soft reboot angle. They were like, we are giving up on mature storylines. We are giving up on overarching storylines that matter. From now on, every season will have a stupid, dumb gimmick for toddlers. Which, cool, but actually this is something Lisa Feverall pointed out in her video about season 6, which is fantastic. Y'all should go watch it. But she mentioned, oh god, the Pixies. I need to pause. I need to pause before they get on screen because I have words. But Lisa points out that it's important that children have good quality content that, you know, engages them and makes them think critically about things, because that's going to shape their general thinking moving forward and also their media literacy. But a lot of times parents and even content creators who make content for kids, because it's so easy to get them to watch like literally anything and get an insane amount of money and ad revenue from it, they feel like they don't have to try. So they'll just do like literally whatever for the lowest common denominator. And ultimately the kids deserve better than that. And that's going to affect their media literacy as they grow older. It's going to affect how much they question things. It's just so frustrating and it's so sad. Like, there's a way to take the Winx brand and like refashion it to, you know, suit younger kids without also pissing off the older fans. I say this all the time, but it's like you could have just made a spin-off following a bunch of new girls at Althea. Or if you really wanted like a reboot that starts over from zero, from Gardenia, from Bloom finding out she's a fairy. And then it's clear that this is a different canon from the original that's meant for new viewers. And if older viewers are interested and they want to tag along, sure, but it's for the kids. Seasons 5, 6, 7, and 8 are in this weird limbo where they don't know who is this for, and it winds up stepping on everybody's toes because they're trying to pander to everyone and failing, mostly because they're not fucking trying. It's so frustrating. It really is. And also, insert observation that capitalism ruins art. Like, baby, this is all for the profit motive. They were like, we need to make as much money from this series as possible because low-key Winx Club is like the one thing keeping Rainbow afloat. Profit motive ruins art. I'll say it again. Oh, yay, the Pixies. Yeah, you can really tell the budget got slashed hard for the dub this season because their voices are just the Winx voices pitched up. And they also have a million lines and never shut up.
Kara! Shireen!
Oh! Who the fuck are you? Who you is?
I still don't know why they replaced Digit and Toon. I know there's that gender bent reason, but it's like Pop Pixie was a spin-off. You can change Digit back to a girl if you really want. Like, literally no one watched Pop Pixie. Like, literally no one. And that still doesn't explain Toon getting replaced.
It's Miss Farragonda's 100th year as headmistress.
Why, I had no idea. It was meant to be a secret. Anniversaries make me feel old.
The weird aging thing. This is reminding me of that plot hole of like 17 years ago, who fucking knows at this point with the Winx not even aging anymore. Like, Farragonda was young and in the company of light, but also she's over like 100 years old, and it's like, what is this timeline? Oh yeah, this is the season of pointless parties. Yay. I'm sorry, but Party Time deserves an actual better party than this. This song deserves so much better. This is slander. I'm so sorry, Elisa. Yeah, this is another thing. The writers need to like pad time, so they decide to just have big flashy parties with pop music to distract the children. It's so hollow.
'Cause I feel hollow.
Also note that like nothing has even happened yet. Like even in the earlier seasons, whenever they were going back to school, there were interesting plots going on. Like in season 2, everyone was doing different things to like prepare a welcome back party while Bloom was discovering the secrets of Althea because the school has 5 million secrets. Althea in the Chamber of Annoyance. And then in season 3, they were all about to go like on a summer break, so they were all just trying to chill, which made sense for that season because that was the one time they got to relax before the worlds fucking fell apart. Griffin, I'm so sorry. They're about to slander you so hard.
My name is Selena, and I'm from Earth.
Oh god, Selena. Jesus.
Who you be? Huh? I don't even know your ass.
See, Selena being from Earth isn't necessarily an issue if she got her magic after season 4, or if you-know-who gave her magic before then. But she just naturally had magic all along, and it's like, we're really throwing season 4 into the trash, aren't we?
My name is Selena, and I'm from Earth.
Hell no!
In what world would Griffin ever let her students terrorize Pixie Village with actual dangerous creatures?
This is the legend of the Gloomywood Trolls. They used to live in the forests of Magix until they were defeated by the Pixies.
One of the few instances of a unique creature to the magical universe that isn't just ripped from Earth lore lazily. Should I be saying that? Because these are trolls, but they are Gloomywood trolls, and their story is specific to Pixie Village. But you know, there's an actual story there. Like, they terrorized the Pixies, and the Pixies were like, go fuck yourselves, and then they chained them underground, which is kind of fucked up, but you know. But for the most part, Legendarium creatures don't have those stories. They're just cannon fodder.
The Gloomywood Trolls are back! That's impossible! How did they break free?
The juxtaposition of lives in danger and then the Winx not giving a single fuck.
Stop the party! Help! I need everyone to stop what you are doing immediately! Pixie Huddle!
Oh, so many unnecessary lines. Did you really need to say all those lines?
I thought those creatures were locked up centuries ago.
Daphne is the walking textbook of this season, because why not? We need to give her something to do, I guess. So she's the exposition machine.
Sirenix!
Why are they using Sirenix? I'm sorry, is Pixie Village underwater? Lord, why have I done this to myself? Oh god. And they all try to pretend the Pixies can like fight now with their energy beams, but they don't really ever do anything. Okay, wow, just destroy that Pixie's house. All right. Can we also talk about the fact that the Winx are the only ones to go into battle here? Like, what happened to all of the Althea fairies being ready to fight evil whenever it showed up? I don't know, it's not like that's the whole point of going to Althea.
You will then be able to fulfill your purpose as a full-fledged fairy and protect your people and your world from evil and destruction.
And the Pixies and the fairies are supposed to have this connection, so it's like, why wouldn't they all go in to help the Pixies?
'Cause I feel...
I don't know, it's not like it's also a chance for Roxy to be relevant and to maybe bond with Zing. I don't know, just a thought. It doesn't make sense that the Winx are struggling against these enemies. Sure, like, they're numerous, but the Winx have fought so many different monsters at this point. What makes these ones so special? It would be kind of interesting if they took the angle of that. Well, one, the Winx are worried about collateral damage. Like, maybe they're so powerful at this point they have to actively be wary of how they use their powers.
Come on, Winx! Attack!
But also, like, maybe Legendarium creatures can only be defeated by resolving the story they came from, and that's why they couldn't beat the trolls through brute force.
It must be utter chaos now in Pixie Village.
Did y'all just stand there for like 5 whole minutes just awkwardly being silent until Griffin said that? Oh yeah, and there's also the case of why is Selena just going to Cloud Tower now? What is her timeline of events? When did she swear her loyalty to Acheron and steal the Legendarium? Was it right before season 6? And why Cloud Tower? Was it just, I guess that makes sense. Maybe she was like, I'm probably learn whatever I'm free Acheron now. Congrats, it's the only thing about her story that makes any fucking sense.
Let me see if I can sense anything. This is crazy. This is not good news.
This is crazy. This is not good news. So many unnecessary lines. Apparently Bloom can just sense presences now.
Let me see if I can sense anything.
Is that a dragon flame power? What? Whatever, alright. I don't know, it's not like Techna could have scanned for, you know, them, or Flora could have asked the trees. No, it must be Bloom with her main character sense. Oh, God.
Tricks! You got that right, Griffin.
And the Tricks don't have dark Sirenics, because why would anything make sense? Wait, so the Winx use Sirenics above water, but the Tricks do not. I'm so... The Tricks are so unthreatening. At this point, I would just treat them like flies. I'm like, where's my Tricks water?
It's time for the Tricks to rule this school!
A fucking again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old
I will say, actually, in the newer seasons, this is the only time we are actually at Cloud Tower. Cloud Tower is only seen in like one shot of season 5. It's not in season 7. It's not in season 8. So I get it. This is the only way to make Cloud Tower relevant now, because like, why would we care about the witch school when we're doing other things? But like, this is the worst way to do it.
Get out of my school!
Griffin, you're disappointing us!
Griffin was able to take these bitches on when they had the dragon flame, okay? And now she's getting wrecked by them when they're in their base forms, when she knows what they're capable of after all these years. And where are all the other professors? Do they just not care? Do they not get paid enough to defend this school? The witches certainly don't care, even though they love Miss Griffin, and like, it's clear that they don't like the Tricks. Yeah, they're all just sitting there. Yeah, and when the Tricks like have their army of witch students, it's just the freshmen that they've, you know, impressed. We don't see any of like the other, you know, regular witch students who would be against the Tricks at this point. Yeah, this is actually another thing. In season 3, when Cloud Tower was taken over for a brief spell, like, Valtor had to brainwash the students to force them to help him. They didn't do it of their own free will. It doesn't even make sense that the Tricks are doing this. Like, the only reason is because it aesthetically looks cool to see Cloud Tower flying, and it seems like a cool spooky place for an evil lair. It's arguably the same reason why the Winx are kept at Althea all the time. It's lazy writing.
Soon, the witches will rule over the entire magic dimension.
But it's like, what do the Tricks even want at this point? Like, they've been defeated so many times. I think it would be interesting if they started being a little more introspective about why they do, you know, what they do and how they feel after all these years of like trying to conquer the universe and failing, and also getting betrayed by whoever they serve. But no, they don't get to be characters. They're just antagonists. That's it. I will admit, I do love their Dark Witch forms. They're really, really cool. I love the silhouettes. I love this witchy look. Yes, I love it. It's just Cloud Tower's been conquered so many times at this point. I am surprised the school has not been shut down by the Magic's Council. How do the other magic schools just not notice Cloud Tower flying in the distance? Y'all are right next to each other. Especially if it's flying and it's causing like a small earthquake, because that is a huge fucking castle. How would you not notice?
Not so fast. You!
That was weird. Darcy had the awkward laugh, and then Icy's like, you, hold on a sec. But it's like, you already stopped her. See, this is a very interesting angle that they should have done more with. Like, maybe the Tricks are so sick of serving, like, these stupid men that they're like, you know what, fuck it. We are in charge now. We're gonna be like we were in season 1. We're gonna be ruthless. We're gonna be our own bosses. We're gonna be #girlboss vibes.
What is it about me that made you think I want to be relatable?
And we're gonna conquer the goddamn magical universe and be bigger threats than our ancestors were. And then add in that extra bit where they have this, you know, pupil to study from them to make them feel more in control. Selena would basically be to the Tricks what Roxy was to the Winx. Hopefully that doesn't mean Selena would be, you know, discarded after one season. Oh, wait.
It's alive, luckily, but it's hurt and exhausted.
Oh, God. Same bird. After these 2 episodes, same. It's such a dull way to open a season.
It looks like it wants to tell us something. I don't speak Croese.
Congrats, season 6. You had one semi-funny joke. Croese. Congratulations. I'll be billing you for my therapy sessions. Okay, we're stopping it there because I can't... No. Oh, that was a trip. See, season 6 honestly gets worse with every rewatch. I'm trying to make funny commentary, you know, so y'all can enjoy it, and I hope to God future me will find a way to do that through dank memes.
You're killing me!
But it's so hard because even as annoying as this season is, it's so boring. And that's honestly the bigger crime. It does kind of have a plot. It's a very boring, dull, poorly paced plot full of pointless MacGuffins and non-existent character motivations, but it is a plot. It's more than season 7 has. It feels like a slog to get through. It really does. And rewriting it is such a challenge because it's like you have to invent an entire new plot from the ideas here, because with season 5, it was pretty easy to just take the existing plots, you know, with the Cyrenix quest, going to all the different worlds, and then the Pillars of the Infinite Ocean. It was pretty easy to take those and like flesh them out a bit to like create a well-structured storyline. I do feel like I could have expanded it into more episodes. That's something I'm doing with season 6, going beyond just standard 26 episodes. You know, this is now for like what the story requires, as many episodes as it requires. But with season 6, it's like, you can't really do that because on a fundamental level, the MacGuffin quests and all these stupid things, they don't work. So you have to like recreate everything. And also, a lot of this season's plot is rooted in the Winx being 16 again, so that all has to get uprooted now. And I'm very excited for what you guys think whenever the season 6 rewrite, you know, is released. I am making steady progress. I hope y'all enjoy it because I suffered so much making this shit. I suffered so much watching this. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this commentary, please let me know if you want to see more of this, and you know, we can continue our watches. Hopefully I can get more of a hang of this. Again, it's been so long since I've done reactions. And yeah, if you want to support myself on the channel, you know, you can subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. YouTube hates creators, yada yada yada. Pledge your support over on Patreon. Check out my book, Disinheritance from the Ashes. Give a little donation via super thanks. You know, all that jazz. I'm the Unicorn of War, and my brain is so glazed over I don't have anything. I give up.